welcome to the Nerdpocalypse presents Coming Distractions. See what I did there? Because we are going to review the Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Now, Terrence, you saw Hobbs and Shaw. This film stars Dwayne Johnson as Hobbs and Jason Statham as Shaw.
Yes.
And the Cars as the Fast and the Furious presents. This is the first spin-off of a movie franchise that is currently at 8 movies. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And is filming 9 and 10. What is your overall opinion of Hobbs and Shaw?
Look, everyone has seen the trailers. They saw when I first saw the trailer, I'm like, this looks insane. Mm-hmm. I want to see this. And then I saw the second trailer. I'm like, yeah, this still looks insane. I want to see this. This movie is everything that it's supposed to be. Meaning it just doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's got the action. This is essentially like an action adventure science fiction movie because you have Hobbs. Hobbs is like a giant. He's a mountain, essentially. And then you have Shaw, who is the ninja assassin type. Mm-hmm. So you've got like a brick wall and you've got a whatever. And then you have like the female lead, which is Vanessa Kirby. And she is Shaw's sister. This doesn't I'm not spoiling anything. It's in the trailer. She infects herself with some kind of virus and they got to save the world. That's the plot. That's the plot of the movie.
She infects herself.
Well, there's some kind of virus that they have to, that she's MI6 or MI5 or whatever, mm-hmm. and they infiltrate this place and she has to get this virus and she injects herself with it, not knowing exactly what it is.
Okay.
From then, it just goes batshit crazy. Like the series, the Fast and Furious series has long forgotten about physics and logic and all of that.
Yeah.
This movie just follows in its footsteps. Gravity decided to take a holiday because it doesn't exist. Like there are certain sequences in this movie. There was one sequence that really kind of upset me a little bit. Like there's a sequence where they're supposed to do a halo jump. I don't know if this movie knows what a halo jump is. That's when you jump from like almost outer space. It was probably like 10,000 feet that they jumped from, which is not a halo jump.
So it was a Lalo jump.
yeah. But the thing about it was
low opening.
They ejected from the jet, right? And they're doing the free fall, and they pulled their chutes maybe 50 feet before they landed.
Well, that certainly is a low opening.
That's not how things work. But they landed like two ninjas. It was very strange. I didn't understand that. The action sequences are really, really good. They're cool. They're cool. If you're going to see, you know what you want to go. You know what you're going to see this movie for, and it does deliver. It's entirely too long though. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. There is a stinger at the end of the movie, and that makes the movie even longer because you got to go through the whole credits.
Oh yeah,
which is like 10 minutes long just to get to some stupid stinger, which is not worth it. Don't bother. Acting wise, it's The Rock.
I mean,
whatever.
So I assume it's like The Rock doing his same like alpha male bro dog, right. I'm a man's man type guy, right? And that's fine, whatever. In terms of do the two main leads play off each other well? I assume that's where most of the comedy comes in. Is it a believable like relationship?
No. I mean, they play off of each other pretty well, but it's just them playing the dozens for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was about to say, does that get tiring? Because this film is, like you said, it's almost 2.5 hours long.
It's 2:12. It starts at, it's funny. It's really funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the movie's hilarious, and there are 2 cameos in the movie that I did not see coming that are really, really funny. And it's 2 actors that have a shtick that they stick to. Mm-hmm. And they do not deviate from it. They're both very funny cameos. But those 2, they have good chemistry, but again, their dialogue with each other is just cracking on each other the whole damn time. And I'm like, okay, all right, cool, whatever. That was funny. It didn't land. Vanessa Kirby is actually trying to like class up the movie a little bit because I don't. What else is she in? Is she in that movie that show Killing Eve? Is that her?
No, that's not her. She was in Mission Impossible Fallout. That was the last thing I remember her in.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Everything else, I'm looking at her filmography. Everything else, she was in Jupiter Ascending. If that does anything for you,
never saw it.
So. Yeah, but yeah, she's there to class up the joint.
Yeah, because she's like the grounded character because the other two are just whatever.
How's Idris Elba?
I was about to go to Idris Elba. He plays his part just fine. He's a super villain. Mm-hmm. He's like cybernetically enhanced.
Okay.
And he's just there to be a bad guy. He has history with Shaw. They go into that. There's a weird timeline thing in this movie that I don't understand because at the end of 8 of Fast and Furious, he and his brother storm that the plane, right?
Yeah, and his brother is dead by the end of 8, if I remember correctly.
He is?
I think.
Oh, well, he is because he was like, yeah, he says you made me kill my brother. I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't get that. I don't know what happened. Why he killed his brother or how his brother died.
Yeah, I think his brother died at the end of 8.
Okay. So yeah, it didn't, I was like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, Idris Elba, he was fine. Again, he's a super villain, cybernetically enhanced. The problem that I have with him being a super villain, mm-hmm. which is what he is that all three of them niggas are on the same power level. Like if this was Dragon Ball Z, they all have the same power level. And them niggas are just regular people.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, I understand that The Rock is like The Rock, right?
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be, like, I see in the trailer, he's doing the Captain America thing where he's got to hold a helicopter out of control with his bare hands and his manliness, right?
Yeah, that was the last third of this movie is really fucking dumb.
Well, is it a fun dumb? Or is it just like, all right,
no,
I get
stupid. Like it's just to the point where I'm like, yo, y'all are just like, there's a sequence with a bunch of trucks that's kind of cool. It's a bunch of trucks and a helicopter. That's like the crescendo. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all could have did a little bit better. Like he goes like the whole thing was him. He wanted to go home and film in Samoa. Mm-hmm. He wanted to film there. And Cliff Curtis plays his brother.
Cliff Curtis.
You know who that is, right? He plays every single ethnicity in every movie. Remember the dude that said, "You ever had your shit pushed in?" And no, not him. The other guy at the table from Training Day that was about to put a bullet in
this guy?
Him. He plays his Samoan brother. Like now he's from New Zealand, I believe. So he has like Samoan heritage or something like that.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks the part.
He looked like he could be from over there.
He looks like he could be from everywhere. Because he plays like Hispanic people. Like he's a great actor though. Like he's a very good actor. But he plays his older brother in this movie. And I was like, okay. Yeah, you're in everything. But
how's Roman Reigns in this movie?
He doesn't say a word.
Oh, perfect.
He's in it. I mean, he does.
How many wrestling moves does he do?
He has like 3 or 4 of his signature moves. I'm like, yo, this is so corny. Like that last third is so corny. Like he's like, I'm going home, and then they set up like they don't have guns, so they have to use like their tribal weapons to take these guys that have guns out. And there's a reason why the guys with the guns are not able to win, because that wouldn't make any goddamn sense at all. But they kind of address that. The last fight sequence between the 3 superhumans is all right, but like The Rock and Jason Statham are superheroes. Like they're legitimate. Like they don't bleed at all. Yeah, this might be a perfect No Time to Bleed movie because they literally don't bleed. Like they get thrown through walls and shit, and they just get up like nothing happened. Like they're literally the Avengers, and I'm like, all right.
So how do they beat? Yeah, I'm very curious as to how they beat Black Superman.
Teamwork.
Who is roided up and chemically enhanced.
Yeah, the dopest part of this movie to me was that fucking badass motorcycle. That Transformers every sequence that motorcycle was in was dope.
So, in terms of the rest of the franchise, do you think how does this stack up with the rest of the franchise? And do you see this spinoff being do you see them making more of these spin-off films? More Hobbs and Shaw movies? Would you like to see another Hobbs and Shaw movie? Or are you cool with the original Fast and Furious line and then just them cutting it off at 10?
Yeah, like I liked it for what it was. It was fun. Like again, it was really funny and it was fun. It was way too long. It could have been like if it wasn't going to be 130, it could have been like 140, 145. I don't need another one. Like I don't. Like again, their banter with each other is fine, but it gets grating because like that's literally all they do. And at the end of this movie, well, actually no, because they still there's 2 or 3 stingers at the end of this movie.
All right.
Yeah, there's 3. There's 1. I think there's 3.
3. Okay.
And they still have this. They like at the end they work together to take down the bad guy, but they still have that like adversarial relationship after all is said and done. And again, like you can only that only goes so far, before you just like, all right, just knock it off. It's not funny anymore.
Like just kiss each other already.
Right. It's I wouldn't. I would see this on a matinee.
Okay, that's your rating. We're gonna steal the DT rating system.
Like if we're gonna do that, I would definitely see this on a matinee.
Okay.
Because just to see it on a big screen, because some of those action sequences are out of control. Like just don't make any goddamn sense.
Right.
But yeah, it's you don't have to rush out to see it, but it is fun. Like if you know what you're getting into, you'll have a blast.
All right. Well, that is it. Thank you for watching / listening, and we'll see you next time.
Take it easy.
You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.